A doctor and minister for Grand Bahama among the first to officially enroll in national health insurance. Police officials investigate this island's latest homicide. The PLP and F&M go head-to-head with mass rallies on Grand Bahama.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. An historic day for healthcare in the country as another phase of national health insurance is launched. Grand Bahama playing a major role as the nationwide enrollment process got underway today. Megan Shepard reports.
The National Insurance Board offices the site for enrollment into Phase 2 of the National Health Insurance Program here on Grand Bahama. Officials at the Freeport office say residents turned out in impressive numbers early Monday morning. Among them, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville.
You can see that our staff is in place. The enrollment process is going on extremely well. At this particular phase, we will have the opportunity to select our primary health care physician. And from there on in, then we would be able to provide the necessary services with no cash at point of service. The national insurance card, the number itself, would be the same number that you would be identified with the national health insurance. And so it makes life easy, and it makes our IT platform very, very simple on the way forward. So I'm very pleased that today we have launched the enrollment phase of national health insurance throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And me being the Minister of Grand Bahama, it was my duty to show up today to be one of the first ones to sign up for this service, which will definitely improve the quality of health care throughout our country.
During this enrollment phase, Bahamians will select their primary care physician, which includes family medicine practitioners, general practitioners, internists, OBGYN, and pediatricians. Minister Darville is encouraging residents to come in and take part in the enrollment process, which he describes as smooth and simple and very important.
I would just encourage the residents of Grand Bahama. We are now in the enrollment phase. It's very important. It's important for you to come out to the centers, sign up, select a physician, so that when we go into the final phase for the launch of universal primary health care, there would be no hiccups, and you would be able to present your card, your national insurance card, to your physician, who would be able to provide services at no cash at point of services in the initial phase of the program.
The public is reminded that enrollment for NHI Bahamas can also be done online at www.nhibahamas.gov.bs or in person at one of the NHI enrollment centers. In order to enroll, you will need your NIB Smart Card, you must be a Bahamian citizen or legal resident, and to be able to prove you have lived in the country for the last 6 months. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, 2 male suspects are in police custody in connection with this island's latest homicide. A young man was gunned down outside his home last night. Our ZNS News team was on the scene moments after the tragedy unfolded. Joan Davis Roll reports.
Emotions ran high after gunshots rang out in a community off Amberjack Street, Campbell Beach, Freeport late Sunday night. As word spread that a young man was shot, family members rushed to the scene, only to have police confirm the tragic news. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Clarence Reckley.
Sometime shortly after 11 p.m., the police control room received phone calls reference to gunshots being fired in this immediate area. As a result, several units were dispatched. Officers who were in the first unit that arrived to the scene reported finding a male suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. As a result, the EMS personnel were called in and pronounced the victim dead.
A team of police investigators moved in as an extensive search for leads commenced. The victim, identified as Carly Crucial Fox, age 18, reportedly had just arrived home. His aunt Murby No says the family is in shock.
Right now I know my nephew is hurting greatly because that's his only child. Only child God has given him on this earth.
While police officials appealed for help, Knowles appealed to stop the violence.
He is a very quiet young man, what I know of, from a baby growing up. Kusha was never in problems, what I know of. I never seen him having no street fights or argument.
We always ask for people to find other means of solving their differences rather than violence. However, we are unable to say at this stage what was the motive for this incident here tonight.
We have to put down these guns. We really have to stop, because you're taking a life what you didn't give.
The body of the victim was eventually removed from the scene by local morticians. Police, with the help of a local wrecker, ordered that a vehicle be removed from the area as well. Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, this latest homicide marks the fifth for the year on Grand Bahama. The fourth victim was former female police officer Jessica Thompson George, who was killed on Saturday, April 1st. George was laid to rest this past Friday during a funeral service held at Calvary Temple Assemblies of God Church on Clive Avenue, Freeport. No arrests have been made in connection with this fourth homicide. In other news, the Progressive Liberal Party's political machinery making a stop on Grand Bahama Friday night as a mass rally was held. Thousands of Progressive Liberal Party supporters flocked to the portion control grounds to hear firsthand from the nation's leader, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie. Grand Bahamians were reminded of the many accomplishments in just 5 years. Among them, the new state-of-the-art fire station, a new junior high school, the potable water projects, duty-free concessions for business owners in East and West Grand Bahama, a new community clinic, and infrastructural projects totaling $104 million. The PLP leader says all of this was done despite inheriting a troubling economy with no jobs.
Even Hubert Minnis admitted that the F&M left the economy in a wheelchair. And yes, he's a doctor, he should know. We inherited an unstable fiscal situation in which the government was spending $500 million a year more than it was taking in.
But he says under the PLP government, a new agreement with the Grand Bahama shipyard afforded many young people the opportunity to be trained at that facility.
In the coming years, hundreds more, 600 in total, will benefit from this, which is just the kind of partnership that we can use as a model around our Bahamas, creating new opportunities.
But perhaps the biggest news of the night was this new development surrounding the $200 million cruise port project in East Grand Bahama.
And I am pleased to tell you that we have the government and Carnival have also fully agreed the terms for a new $200 million cruise port in East Grand Bahama. And Minister, I was told this evening that the date has been set when we will come here and sign those agreements for the people of Grand Bahama to see all of that.
The leader of the PLP left these words with his supporters.
Tell them that this is the party that created the modern Bahamas. Tell them when there was a time to stand in Grand Bahama, it was the PLP that stood. Just tell them.
Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News. And from the Progressive Liberal Party, we go to the Free National Movement. Friday night, the FNM, led by party leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, also staged a mass rally on the lawn of a social affair convention center here in Freeport, their second rally for this political season on the island. Kimberly Mullings was there, and she filed this report.
Scores of Free National Movement supporters turned up for what was billed as a MAGA rally, the event getting off to a lively start as Bahamian gospel recording artist Simeon Elton was a crowd pleaser. Local FNM candidates Michael Pintard, Iram Lewis, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, Reverend Frederick McAlpine, and Deputy Leader Peter Turnquest all took to the stage, outlining their vision for Grand Bahama should the FNM be elected as the next government of the Bahamas come May 10th. At about 11 p.m., FNM leader Dr. Hubert Minnis began making his way to the podium through the crowd. Minnis disclosed that before coming to Grand Bahama, he received a report.
The report is based on information from every constituency and includes specific numbers. formally report to you tonight that the Free National Movement will be the next government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Minnis says throughout the Bahamas he had noticed one thing about Bahamians.
I see an army of Bahamians, some wearing no colors, and even some wearing yellow, who want what we want. They want change. Change is coming, FNMs. Change is coming, Bahamas. I see a host of people all across this island and all across the nation who are ready for change.
To bring about that change, Minnis requested one thing of the people.
We must work. We must work like we've never done before. Every candidate must work. Every FNM must work. Knock on every door. Bring back every FNM.
Bahamian entertainer KB brought the rally to a close. Kimberly Mullings, ZNAS Network News.
Now, the Free National Movement will take its election campaign to Bimini tonight, where a rally is planned. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.